Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today I'm going to talk about what the Tennessee Titans offseason plan should be after firing head coach Mike Vrabel. First, we're going to talk about who I think the next head coach for the Tennessee Titans should be and what moves the Tennessee Titans should make in free agency, having $80 million to spend and having the 7th overall pick. Let's get into it. So, here's the coach I believe should be the next head coach for the Tennessee Titans. I believe they should go after a guy who's an offensive coordinator, a guy who's going to help the offense, and Will Levis, who is their future. And I believe that guy is Brian Callahan, who's been the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals since 2019. I believe he'd be a great fit for the Tennessee Titans. And so, yeah, that's who I have the Titans hiring as head coach. Then with the 7th overall pick, if he is available, you need a tight end. Or you don't need a tight end, but he'd be an upgrade. And I believe he should be available at number 7. You could draft an offensive tackle, but I believe if he's available, the Tennessee Titans will select at 7 tight end Brock Bowers from Georgia. Be another great weapon for Will Levis next to DeAndre Hopkins. He'd have D-Hop, he'd have Brock Bowers, you even have Treylon Burks as well. I think it'd be a great option for them to draft Brock Bowers. So you draft Brock Bowers, you hire Brian Callahan, it's going well. But you need to get some protection for Will Levis because he was just attacked when he was the quarterback, when he was starting. And you did see him get hurt multiple times. So I go out there and I get a left tackle from the Dallas Cowboys, who's the best left tackle that is available in free agency, and is one of the best offensive linemen that is available in free agency outside of Jason Kelce, who is, if he's going to go anywhere outside of Philadelphia, it's retirement. Tyron Smith from the Cowboys. If the Titans can float him some good money, I believe he is a good fit for the Tennessee Titans, and I think it'd be some good protection for Will Levis. And then you're gonna need to make some other moves. You have some other team needs that will need to be filled. Let's go to the draft, back over to pick number 38 in the second round. You're gonna need a defensive lineman. Chris Braswell, guy from Alabama, is a guy I'd like for the Tennessee Titans to select at 38. He's actually projected to go there in a couple mock drafts at 38. So I think that would be a really good spot for the Tennessee Titans to fill in some defensive lineman help and draft Chris Braswell. But then after drafting Chris Braswell, let's focus on the offense for signing, getting some additions for free agency. I have the Titans making some big moves because you have money to spend. You have $80 million to spend. I have the Titans signing Tyron Smith, and I have them making some other moves. I think you need to replace Derrick Henry. Tajay Spears is a great running back, but I don't see him being running back number 1. I think they should bring in a guy who had a very terrible end of the season, but is a good receiving back, which would be great for Will Levis, and is a good running back whenever you need him to be. Austin Eckler, if he decides to leave Los Angeles, would be a great fit for Tennessee, and I'd like that addition. And then you're still going to need another wide receiver because you have D-Hop, and then outside of D-Hop, your next best wide receiver is Treylon Burks. Obviously, you'd have Brock Bowers and Austin Eckler added in, but I think you would need to add in another wide receiver, and I love the idea of an addition at wide receiver to bring in Gabriel Davis from the Buffalo Bills. Adding Gabe Davis as a deep threat and a 1-2 punch between DeAndre Hopkins and Gabe Davis, and then on the other side you have Brock Bowers at tight end, and you have Austin Eckler at running back, and then you have Tyron Smith adding in at left tackle from the Dallas Cowboys. This is the true way to spend $80 million to improve an offense with Will Levis, and I would love these moves for the Tennessee Titans. I don't know how realistic this can be because obviously who knows if Tyron Smith would go to the Titans if he would leave the Cowboys. I think a bigger question is, would Austin Eckler or Gabe Davis leave the Bills or the Chargers to go to the Titans? But the Titans have the money to spend. They have $80 million just a little bit under $80 million to spend in free agency. So they would be able to make these additions in free agency bringing in Eckler, who would be a little bit cheaper at his age and the way he finished the season. And Gabe Davis would be expensive, probably looking at 15 to 20 a year. And then Tyron Smith you're probably looking at 12 to 15 million a year. So just between Gabe Davis and Tyron Smith, you're looking at in the area of 27 to 35 million a year just between those two guys. And you add in Austin Eckler as well. And you're looking at probably 10 to 12 million a year, maybe if not less. And then you're gonna probably have to give some money to Brock Bowers as a first round picks signing. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see what the Titans how the Titans use that money, and I think they for sure can afford to bring in all the following players I've presented to them potentially picking up, but. And I think with any remaining money, because I don't think Gabe Davis, Austin Eckler, and Tyron Smith and Brock Bowers would cost $80 million. I think you're looking at those guys costing about $60 million, if not $65 million. You have about 15. You'd have about 10 to 15 million to spend. I think you could use that to improve the offensive line for Will Levis, but I think. The whole offseason, it has to be building around the offense and building around Will Levis and improving this team around him. Sure, let's improve the defense just a little bit, but I think they need to work on improving this team. Get a head coach that's right for him. I think Brian Callahan's a perfect fit. Get a wide receiver next to DeAndre Hopkins. I think Gabe Davis is the perfect fit. Get a running back to replace Derrick Henry that is also a good receiving back as well. And at the 7th overall pick, get a tight end who is the best tight end in the country in Brock Bowers, because I believe he'll be available at number 7. And then find a way to get him some protection as well and get some offensive line help and maybe go after a guy like Tyron Smith. So I like these potential additions for the Tennessee Titans. Let me know your thoughts on these ideas for the Titans in the comment section. Let me know what you think the Titans should do this offseason in the comment section, and peace out.